All right, let's do this. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, back to the Dish Sleeper Farmer cigar. We're in the garage. Homeschooling mama kind of pulled this trigger. By the way, she's here. Say hello.
Hello.
She was outside, and there's some gusty wind, and I think there's a combination. She's afraid she'd get a good old-fashioned chill, and it really does mess with the audio of these videos. So even though it's, I think 70...
It's beautiful out, actually. I wasn't worried about a chill, but the wind, like, it was suddenly gusting, and I know that sometimes that messes with the sound.
That does mess with the audio pretty bad, so she opted to chill out in the garage, so. All right, what are we smoking, what are we drinking? I'll go first while Homeschooling Mama decides if she's going to take the drink I brought her or the one she brought up that I didn't know about. The cigar tonight, the New World cigar. It is the Cameroon selection. Fun cigar. It's actually a box press, Connecticut wrapper. Very tasty, actually. And it turns out I'm pretty much out of fancy schmancy beers. But I did have one of these left. That's right. The Hard Mountain Dew, the Baja Blast, zero sugar.
That is what you should have done for our Finlander.
This is probably what I should have done with our Finlander. This would be once she turns 21 if she comes back to the States.
No. I mean when you did the video about the Finlander.
Yes, I know. She liked Baja Blast, but instead I did Finnish beer.
Yeah, I know.
So, but yes, Baja Blast was her favorite. I am going to predict I'm not going to like this because it's going to probably taste like a Diet Baja Blast, and I don't like the flavor of Diet.
Maybe the alcohol will make it less diety.
Shocking to none. Actually, that's like the worst one out of all of them. You can try some if you want. I know you look tempted.
I was just curious.
Try it. You might like it. It's.
Is it fruity or sour?
It's fruity. It's got that aspartame, aspartame flavor.
Yeah, that's all right.
Yeah, it's not bad. I mean, if you like diet sodas.
It makes me think of it'd be good with like slushy ice, like crushed slushy ice.
I think you said the last one you tried you thought might be.
Yeah.
But they're officially tried now. Every single Mountain Dew, Hard Mountain Dew. Not like anyone from Mountain Dew will ever watch my videos, but if they do, add some sugar to it. Everyone adds sugar.
Are they all sugar-free?
They're all sugar-free. And I checked online to confirm, like, I thought maybe the store I went to, because again, it's just like a backcountry store is where I found them. I thought that like maybe all they brought in was sugar-free, but no, that's the only variety.
Okay.
And I'm not the only person who's like, why have a very sweet drink, traditionally very sweet drink, but not sweeten it with real sugar? Or, why use aspartame, aspartame?
Maybe you're just not their target audience. Like, you're not the one they want to target.
They
it
don't
is
want...
sweet and fruity and like a mild flavor, so it maybe is geared more towards like girls or young men.
I mean, if you like zero sugar, if you like their zero sugar stuff, this would be your beer.
Maybe.
Yeah, I could see that. So anyway, are you going to, what are you drinking? Obviously not smoking.
Well, I am currently drinking this.
A Pepsi.
A Pepsi.
I didn't know she grabbed a Pepsi.
Well, no, this is from like 3 hours ago. I still haven't made it.
I didn't know she still hasn't finished the Pepsi from lunch. I did grab her, though. I believe it's a strawberry daiquiri mix with some ice.
I don't know if you can see it.
You can see it, yep. Chi-Chi's? What is that?
Chi-Chi's.
Chi-Chi's strawberry daiquiri mix with extra ice. I wasn't sure if Homeschooling Mom was going to want a...
I might. I'm not sure.
I do have to, maybe if this is going to keep being a thing, I'll start buying you your salsa waters again. And go through all the different...
My bubblies.
Your bubblies, the hard seltzers.
Oh.
So those were fun to shoot videos with you with those. So anyway, for tonight, we kind of walked around a bunch of different topics. So we actually kind of talked about this last year. July is kind of our busy, go everywhere religious month. A lot of religious stuff happened between Vacation Bible Schools, Catholic Camp, and Steubenville.
Steubenville, yep.
So SwedishCompass again is going nonstop, but that doesn't mean everyone else is sitting on their laurels. Everyone's been going
Nonstop.
Homeschooling Mama actually just came back from a conference. Or sorry, came back from downstate. Swedish Compass is the one who went to a conference.
Yep, Swedish Compass was in a conference for almost an entire week, and while she was there, we just stayed downstate.
Stayed at the Capitol, which is pretty cool. I mean, it probably would have saved us money had you driven there and back, but the kids wanted to kind of take a vacation.
I
maybe
think
get
the
out of
wear and tear on the
house.
vehicle, and personally on the 12 hours at least that it would have taken one
Yeah.
way, like down and back, and then down and back,
Yep.
would have been a lot.
Yeah, that would have been a lot on the vehicle, and then a lot on the driver. Not as much fun as it sounds. So, and then chances are we would have had to get a hotel room anyway.
At least one
once.
night each time.
Yeah. So I mean, you're like, okay, well, we'll save the gas and the wear and tear on the vehicle. It's probably worth an additional 2 nights. Was it 2 or 3 nights? 3 nights, I guess.
I think
at
it's
hotel.
3 nights because we actually stayed.
It was
5
5 nights
nights.
total. Yeah, 5 nights total. you
Yeah,
must have
5
been,
nights total, so it would have been 3 additional nights. Because I think realistically we would have had to have stayed because baby boy would have had to go with me if I
Yeah.
drove down and back. So, and I
Yeah.
don't think he could have made that trip.
No, probably not. So anyway, yeah, it was good. They got to go do that. They're going off to Catholic camp this week. When this video posts, they'll most likely be at Catholic camp, probably. If not be there, they'll be well on their way. So it should be cool and good for them. And then they get back, and then homeschool or Swedish Compass is going to Steubenville.
Yep.
So I'm trying to think though. So next year she can't go to Steubenville. She'll be
No.
age. I mean, she might be able to go one more time.
It'll. No, I don't know. Maybe, but it seems
I think
unlikely.
they'd let her go one more time.
Yeah, maybe.
Um,
But that's the summer after her senior year, and they didn't let Vashman go the summer after his senior year this year. So, I'm guessing no.
I don't think Vashman wanted to go. I think they would have let him.
I don't know.
He didn't want to go.
Because he
It's kind of a
usually
stick in the
likes
mud.
to go into those.
Yeah,
things.
but he's been a stick in the mud. And he didn't want to go down to Lansing.
Yeah, but he wanted to work. He
Yeah,
didn't want
well,
to miss the
he
hours.
gets most of his hours during the weekend. So, but it'd be interesting. Is Violent Free Wolf could be old enough next year, or are we taking a year off from Stubby?
Well, I don't know. I think they have to be in 9th grade. And she'll be 8th grade next year. So she might be 1 year.
Okay.
1 year where we don't do Steubenville.
Which is fine. That's really expensive and kind of a lot. So, yeah, it's the big events coming up for the rest of the month. Yeah, any thoughts on the weeks to come? And then it's going to be crazy. It's going to be August. Vashman will be going off to college quite rapidly in August.
Yep. We'll be starting school here.
Just over 30 days. He'll be starting college. Our 20th anniversary then is at the end of August.
Yep, just after Vashman starts.
Yeah, and then deer season for you natives starts. So, which would be nice. We can just kind of chill out and hunting blind, harvesting deer. For tonight's topic, I decided to get, unless you have a different topic you wanted to.
I don't know. I don't know what the topic was.
I told you the topic.
I know. My attention span was not
Especially when I
there.
tell you. I mean, we can talk about anything else you want.
I was tired. I think I know what your topic is because it's still about downstate.
About downstate, yeah. So, I mean, this is unless there's something else you want to talk about.
No,
Okay, cool. I'm just making sure. We kind of floated some other ones just before we pressed record, some other topics and whatnot. So, they spent 6 days, 5 nights down in Lansing, our state capital. While Swedish Compass stayed at, what's the actual name of the conference? It was a...
MILP, Michigan Indian Leadership Program.
Okay. So it's basically trying to help Native Americans become the leaders of tomorrow.
Yeah, true.
today.
Yeah, the leaders of their communities.
Well, still, it's supposed to be future leaders. It's not
Yeah.
people who are already leaders. They're supposed to be training them and conditioning them to be leaders. It was held at MSU's campus. For those of you guys who are from Michigan, you kind of know where this story's going. It was more than a little bit on the woke side. Swedish Compass did say there were a lot of really good classes, lectures she went to, but a lot of it was kind of ruined or darkened, dampened maybe.
Yeah, almost ruined because she was ready.
Almost ruined.
Like she almost called the second day to just have us come get her, which is a good thing we stayed down there. I was a little concerned when I knew what she was going to be dealing with, and honestly, after we took a doula class, the community doula class, in a very similar setting, I had a feeling
Yeah.
that she was not gonna love the you. She has not conditioned herself to turn off the hate and political jargon.
Yeah.
And if you're not conditioned to just shut that off,
To
and
shut it
ignore
out, right? To ignore it, to just
it is hard
sit
to
there
hear.
and laugh. Yeah. So one of the big things they do is any break they had, the team leaders and counselors apparently turned on podcasts.
And encourage the kids to either listen to their podcasts or be on their phones.
Be on their phones. The podcast topics were all anti-religion, anti-Republican, anti-white people. I think maybe she's been a little exaggeration because she does exaggerate,
little bit, yeah.
but it wouldn't surprise me if they were pretty themed.
I mean, after being down there and seeing all the people that were there, I can believe that there was probably quite a bit of, as she put it, white hate.
Yeah.
But,
Which is interesting because one, technically, even though she has blonde hair now because she dyed it, she's not white. None of you guys are. I'm the only whitey in the group here. But she did say that it felt like a lot of it was directed towards her, which was unfortunate.
she didn't say it was directed towards her, but she was afraid to say that she was conservative, that she was Republican, and that she did have white family because she felt like that would make everybody aggressive towards her.
Yeah. Which is really unfortunate because, like, when I was younger, I went to a lot of conferences and trainings and whatnot. Very similar, actually, to Swedish Compasses. I did a lot through 4-H and Boy Scouts and a few others. And we were more encouraged to, like, talk about our differences and talk about, like, get into debates and...
But the whole point of this conference was to talk about their differences that are the same. So as a group, their differences from the other community, the outlying community. And I think that was part of it, but also, I don't know, as somebody who's been to a couple of trainings recently, it is bad recent. Like,
Yeah.
I've never dealt with this kind of, like, I mean, I adamantly, like, will outspokenly disagree with people, and it offends them, but I'm okay with that.
Right?
But yeah, so Swedish Compass, and like the whole point of this, like they kept pushing how we are accepting, we're loving, we want everybody to feel free and safe, and she did not feel free to be herself. She did not feel free, like safe to share her political or religious views, and that's sad to me.
Mm-hmm.
But that's sadly typical in this kind of environment and climate.
Yeah. And I get that working with the state. I mean, there's a lot of times when it is pick your battles. which fight do you want to get into? I know, like, one of them, and this still kills me. I think it was University of Michigan. They were talking about how that's a food desert.
Mm-hmm.
Because the only store on campus is like this gas station that the students had to riot to get some fresh produce as part, because it was built as like a compound or something originally, and And I did not bite my tongue. I'm like, I don't understand. Like, is there no transportation off campus? Well, no. Well, how close is the closest Walmart? It's 2 miles away. Okay, so walking distance. Not fun walking, obviously, but walking distance. Is the bus stop there? Well, yeah, the college actually has its own private shuttle that leaves every 10 minutes or something, or every 30 minutes. I don't know. It was a really frequent time frame. And I was like, okay, interesting. I said, for me to get fresh fruit or fresh produce, the closest technical grocery store is 7 miles away, to which I have to specially schedule a bus. We do a public transportation, but it's a special schedule it, and there's a wide time range when they're going to pick you up, and it's quite expensive, $5 one way, so $10 round trip. What I think this University of Michigan shuttle was like 10 cents or a quarter, and yeah, I said, and actually I feel actually quite close to having fresh fruit, and but they didn't want to hear that. No, that's not a food desert at all. Like, just because you don't live right next door to a grocery store. So I kind of pressed, like, well, what is the definition? Like, so then I technically live in a food desert. And, well, no, you you have access to a grocery store. Well, yeah, but it's further away. It's less accessible. So yeah, getting those victim points. That's something that I quietly said in my head to these people who thought that they suffered because they went to the University of Michigan, even though there's cafeterias everywhere, and you're only going hungry because you don't want to eat. But yeah, it was really unfortunate to hear that. A lot of that, I again wasn't surprised. MSU is a very progressive university, and yeah, just to hear that instead of focusing on the actual topic at hand, which is improving young leaders, she mentioned something like a cry session, which I don't know if that was actually scheduled, like a cry circle, a cry session, which is like, okay, you're not preparing these young natives to face harsh realities.
Well, and she said that one of the things that bothered her was their leadership sessions were competitions. Like even from the moment they introduced themselves, it was, you need to make yourself sound better than the previous person. And leaders don't try to be better than anybody. Leaders try to lead by example, so they want to be good, but their goal is not to make themselves look better than others. So the whole precept of that competition was like, but that's not what a leader is. A leader is somebody who does their best. It is not somebody who is constantly saying they're better, putting themselves ahead of others.
And it was very interesting because they had a huge section on doing your resume, which, I mean, that's good information. Don't get me wrong. Yes. Like, that is very good for people to learn how to do. I did have to explain to SwedishCompass. She's like, they were talking about how you need to talk yourself up. Like, well, yeah, your resume is your sales pitch. Like, you put the biggest, best. With the state, I found out, because so many people are having to redo their resume. Some people are paying up to, $80 to $150 to have professionals do their resume.
Wow.
Yeah. That's what I said. I was like, holy buckets, Batman. Side note there, but I mean, I told us, yep, on your resumes, you want to be, paid. And everyone who reads a resume knows, one, you lie on them. Two, they're selling themselves. They're selling themselves for better than what it actually is. But yeah, it's kind of interesting talking to her. Like, what exactly about leadership did you learn? Like, did you learn the successful ways to be a leader, the 7 steps to success, to success? How to manage a team. Like, what did you learn? And yeah, it was very unfortunate that it doesn't seem like they had a lot of that. Now, it makes sense because, like, a beautiful book that they could have them read and have an amazing conference on is How to Make a Deal by Donald Trump, or The Art of the Deal by Donald Trump. A lot of these books, a lot of these powerful leaders actually wrote this stuff are very conservative.
Yeah. And I mean, it was unfortunate, but she did enjoy herself. She learned a lot about certain things. She learned about. She made an ash basket, a black ash
black ash wicker basket.
wicker basket. She made. She did.
Which I still laughing that they had a basket weaving class at MSU.
She did art, mud art.
Mud art, yep. Pounded a bowl out of copper.
Copper
Apparently
bowls, which she
has
really
skills for.
loved.
Yeah.
And there were a couple other like those kinds of like traditional activities they did, and then they did things like laser tag and shopping, and just kind of they did a little bit of their own exploration of Lansing. They did not, much to my astonishment, go to the Capitol building where the leaders of our state meet. Which I found was kind of sad because that was amazing. Like when the kids and I went, that was a great tour when we were down there. So I'm kind of sad that she missed out on that because it was really good.
And I really have to, I mean, I chuckle because I've been to leadership conferences. I've been to a bunch of them. And like, I didn't hear the like, okay, scenario time. You are today's leader. You need to get everyone together. You need to get up to work on a project. You have to troubleshoot.
Well, and that's funny because when she went to them on the mission trip up in an hour north of us, when she went on that, she was put as the leader. She woke everybody up in the morning. She had to get everybody out the door and ready to breakfast and all of that
Damn
stuff.
Catholics, just expectations.
Right? So, like, I feel like this was less of a leadership conference, which it should have been, because they didn't have any leaders talk.
Yeah.
It was introducing them. Now it was still good. It did introduce them to different fields of study and stuff down at MSU. So I feel like it was more of a, let's try to orient you to the campus and convince you to come here.
Which I'm glad we didn't pay for it.
I'm glad I'm glad it was all
I'd have been
free.
very upset had we paid the MSU price, which again, if any of you guys ever taken an MSU anything, let's just say their instructors do not go hungry.
Yeah, it was not. So I mean, yeah, it was more a pitch to get somebody to come to the campus than it was a leadership conference because they didn't have any leaders talk. Like, I mean, I've been to leadership conferences and you have like the leaders of different departments, universities.
Even to have, it's a tribal based one. I was really surprised when there was no like tribal chairman.
Yeah, no.
Who came and talked about what it takes to be a leader. But again, a lot of them are businessmen, and traditionally businessmen have a certain political backing.
Yeah, they did not do a lot of things I would have expected, but she did have fun overall, and I think it was a good experience to learn. Like, okay, this is what it's like. This is what, and honestly, I think seeing what it was like down there. I know you were a little concerned that she'd change her mind and want to like attend college there, and I was like, yeah, no way. I've been there, done that. I know she's not going to be interested.
And it's probably better because I think that was one of her, because that was on her short list.
It was on her list, and she's like, yeah, never.
Yeah.
And that's good. Like, she got to kind of mark that off of her list because she didn't like the atmosphere. She didn't like the tone. She didn't like the... Honestly, she didn't love the campus because...
Well, yeah, she said the size alone was... how'd she put it? It's actually really well put. Not unmanageable, unattainable. Like, there was no way for anyone to know what was going on every part of campus at one given time. So
it was just too immense to actually be a community or something.
Yeah, and that she felt really bad that, like, they were talking to people, and one person, like, these people who went there, I think they had some student helpers, and, like, one person was talking about this club, and this other person who still went to MSU had no idea that this club exists or they're doing this activity, and then
it was a big activity.
It wasn't like, it wasn't like a D&D campaign party, small friends. Like, this was thousands and thousands of dollars spent on organizing, planning, and, like, most people didn't know what was going on.
And it still had a ton of people.
And it still had a ton of people show up or going to show up, but like, it was not well advertised or
well, it was well advertised, but the campus is just so immense that there's no way to actually know what's going on from one area to the next. Like, it's very cliquey.
Mm-hmm. We do have to shout out your future alma mater. You did get to inadvertently tour on accident.
I didn't tour, but yes.
I drove through.
Yeah, I did get to go to
Did get
CMU,
get to see Central Michigan over there in Mount Pleasant due to a navigational error. Which was good, though. That was good to...
You know, I knew it was in Mount Pleasant, but like it didn't click until like I saw the whole Central Michigan. I was like, oh yeah, I know I'm in Mount Pleasant. Oh.
That's right. That's right. That's what everyone's talking about these. That's what the kids are all talking about these days.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean that was good too. But yeah, I really find it unfortunate. I was really hoping her going to this leadership conference, like she does need a good one to go to. Because especially
unless you can find a good Catholic one.
Yeah, well, especially the feel. Unfortunately, like you said, the service day one was a better leadership conference than.
Which was the point, though. Give, serve, love was all about serving and like leading the community in serving. So.
Yeah. I was kind of let down because I do know they can put on good, solid conferences. It's just because it's gotten...
Well, I don't know. That was like 20, 30 years ago.
Yeah, before the mind
anymore.
virus went through. What's that?
So maybe they can't anymore.
Apparently not. Apparently not.
I mean, I went to MSU every year for like 4 years during the summer for band and stuff. And I mean, there was a reason I did not. Like, I applied at MSU just to make sure I could qualify, but I did not go there, and I really didn't want to. So there was a reason.
I went to, I want to say two or three things at MSU. 4-H with MSU Extensions. We used the campus quite a bit. Yeah, I was just really kind of let down that.
I wasn't, I was a little let down about how the conference went, but after our last class, it was kind of similar. And was still like part MSU supported. I'm not surprised.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just really unfortunate. I was hoping she'd come back empowered to lead, and instead she's empowered to run away.
No, not run away, but
run away from the campus. She doesn't want anything to do.
But she liked her counselor.
She did like her counselor.
And she liked her roommate all right.
Her roommate, well, it's not there. I don't think they're ever going to talk again, but they definitely had, this is your space, this is my space, and
yep.
Which is good. Could have been a lot worse, but yeah, just kind of a bizarre situation when she explained it, and I kind of got a gleam too. I sent her some positive messages on that second day, just trying to get her to stick it out. It might not be what you think it is, but
yeah.
Go for the experience.
Well, and I kept sending her pictures of us doing stuff because she was like worried that we were going to be like miserable, and so we had a blast. So.
Good. So yeah, I don't know. I was really upset because like I see all this stuff about how wokeism is ruining stuff, and I always think that okay, it's hyped. Like they're doing it for the rage clicks. They're doing it for the the shock and awe. But then something like this happens, and it's like, wow, all those stereotypes and all those things I thought was just like rhetoric, like
people like exaggerating.
Yeah, people exaggerate or make it like flat out making up. Like there's no way it's that bad. There's no way. No, it's
It was.
It was that bad. It was.
I could tell you when I went in there, it was pretty rough when I dropped her off. But when I picked her up, I was like, oh.
Right. So, yeah, hopefully we can get her some quality leadership stuff in the coming year before she heads off to college. So.
Well, she has an opportunity this week.
Yeah. Yep, she's going to be a counselor at a Catholic camp. So it'd be nice to have, instead of your thrown into it, to have a little training for it, but
she does. That's what tonight is.
Okay. But anyway, folks, I just looked at the clock and we got to go get Vashman to work. So I think we're going to end it here. We're about 30 minutes anyway. So any last final words?
Mm.
Okay. Well, folks, stay safe out there. See you on the next one.